Hey there, happy Thursday. It's me, Curiosity Trader. Hopefully had a great trading day. Today's video is going to be a topic around play great defense, okay? I always say this in every video lesson. All these are for education only, alright? Don't take nothing as stock advice, but let's get right into it. So, your number one goal as a trader, okay, if this is your first time watching, welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe. If it's usually your first time, right? I always tell you in every video lesson, the number one rule is long-term survival. It is to stay in the game, alright? That is your sole job as a trader, is to make it to the next day, as that increases your odds of success in the long run, alright? And it's always important as a trader to have what I call, or what people call, situational awareness, okay? Now what that means is pretty much, remember, 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market, okay? Sometimes, well, most of the time, right, buying breakouts is not going to work in a market like this, even sideways, right, like this, like this. The best time for breakouts, or really momentum stocks, is whenever we have these nice rallies. And it's your job as a trader, right? Jesse Livermore said it best. He made his money by sitting. Now, he did not mean by when he entered the stock, waiting. No, he meant by not trading, waiting for the 5-star setups, waiting, okay? Think of yourself as a lion, right? You're gonna hunt for a gazelle. You want to go for the baby gazelle, right? You want to go for the one that has the most odds of hunting for a good kill. Just like in trading, you only want to trade high probability setups. There is no need, again, I say this in every video lesson, there is no need to trade every day. If someone tells you otherwise, run away, okay? Get rid of scalping, get rid of all that stuff. You're not going to make it, okay? You don't want to bleed your account. Your goal, again, is longevity. That is your first goal as a trader, is survival. Survival, all right? And 3 out of 4 stocks follow the overall market. And the way I gauge that is with these moving averages. We always mention this all the time. 10, 20, and the 50, right? Now, you know, we're sloping, hit all-time highs. Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully it holds through the day. But I've noticed, though, like after the biggest corrections, after a correction, we get nice rallies. So I'm hoping we go lower here. Again, I'm not trying to predict shit. I'm a trader, right? I react to things. So we'll see what happens. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because yesterday I did a video lesson talking about EPs, and mRNA pretty much did not do what I thought it was going to do, but this is setting up very nicely. And let me tell you why. I sold my position. I was long from 119. In hindsight, I should hold this, right? But it performed relatively weak today. And that has to do with a lot of factors. Again, the market, as I mentioned, as a whole, was not doing well. And you always want to take that into consideration. And most EPs have not been working right now. I'll go over some for an example. But I'm watching this one. And your job as a trader is to watch these setups, because sometimes they develop, right? Let them build a range. And I'm watching at this level, you know, 150, let it go sideways, let it do its thing. And most of the time, right, and I pretty much sold at 150. I gave it time. And I was aiming for that nice dip, then hold, right, then a rally. But we didn't have that. We pretty much faded. Then I pretty much sold my gains. In hindsight, I should still be holding some, right? But what's the point here? I can always get back in, all right? So I'm watching it, let it set up. Again, the best stocks, as I mentioned, they have a run up, they come back, they base for months or whatever, then they go again. So that's what you look for. You look for that consolidation phase, right? So this is the first really pullback day, and you really want it to go sideways to buy off that clean 150 break in the near future, or who knows, in the next couple of weeks or days or whatever. But this is still a 5-star setup, right, from yesterday. So I don't regret. Great trade. I don't regret it at all. One I took today, for instance, I'll show you SMCI. This one I would take over and over again. It just didn't work out, because again, the overall market is not. There's 4 stocks called the overall market. The market was down today, and this is a 5-star setup. Recent earning winners, nice bounce off the 10-day right here twice. And as you can see, it tried to go, right? You can see the exact same type of setup right here. Most of the time, these downwards flags have a little break off the high day here, and that's what I was aiming for. We got it off market open, right? Well, let's go on the intraday chart here. We got it off the market open. Again, low of day was stopped, but you can pretty much see my premise here, right? We had a nice morning spike here, and I was aiming off this clean range break. I was kind of anticipating it. I don't recommend it. You really want to wait, let it break that range and let it hold. But I got kind of too early. I got on at pretty much 370, 378. I was risking $37. So it cut my loss, and I took a small loss on that one. I'm not upset about that. That's trading. That happens. Always have, again, in every trade you do, always have exit points. Don't just trade randomness. Don't just buy stuff and hope and hold it's gonna go somewhere. No, you always want to have an entry, have a stop, and I have a target price in mind, but I don't like think of it those terms. I mainly focus on risk in every trade, because again, it goes back to rule number one. Cut losses quickly. That's the number one most important thing as a trader, is cutting losses quickly. Most people blow up too soon, and your goal as a trader, again, I'm going to say it over and over again to embed in your head, is long-term survival. That is it. So I'm watching this one still. It's still setting up quite nicely. We'll see what happens. But most of these setups, like I'm aiming, like for instance, I always have a database of stocks, right? Like the best ones have that pullback towards the moving average of some sort. Like on AAOI, you can see it here cleanly, right? They pull back, then you have that nice range break. But this pattern works best in an upward market, right? And right now we're not in that current environment, so I'm not really pushing that much. Here's another perfect example, But yeah, it's just one of those things that I've noticed right now. Here's another perfect example of that scenario. But it's no big deal, it's just adapting. Most of them have not been working quite well. The ones that are working, though, are going quite well. Like, I went over the biotech EPs from yesterday. Iova's 5-star setup. This is what you want to see. Continuation here. Throughout today. Congrats to those who did get along this 5-star setup. This is the basic premise of this setup, right? Even AMLX, 5-star continuation here. 5-star, 5-star off. I believe there's data that met their endpoints, and that's really what you want to look for, and they raise money here, right? Which is obviously, they're going to do that. Biotech, they need money, so yeah. But this is really what you want to see in this setup, right? Linearity in a sense, and some other ones, Omer, Stem. And RCL, these are like good for small accounts like myself. Although the volume is quite light, like if you have a big account, there's no need trading this. But the volume, it's like small account edge, I call it, for my account like myself and possibly you. Even ABCL, it's 5-star, 5-star range break, and I would be selling now if I had some, just because it's up, not that much. But it's the ETF. About text. But mRNA, I'm watching it still for the upcoming rest of the future. Don't just take it off radar whenever you exit the stock. No, because the best ones, right? The best ones always have numerous entries, as I always tell you. The best stocks are going to offer numerous entries along the way, and it's your job as a trader to recognize that. TFL, nice one as well, earnings, and that's pretty much the premise that I always want to get to you here. Most of them have a day or two of consolidation, then that clean range break, right? That's what I'm trying to show you here. Again, this stuff, I didn't reinvent the wheel here, okay? Shop, I'm watching if it bases on this 10-day moving average. It's holding really well, over 150, but the odds are not, play the odds, Let's see, PRCH, another earnings winner. This one's kind of high-tech flagging. I'm watching that one. Inmax, same type of deal. Small account edge, recent nice earnings. It's booting a range here, so it's just a backlist play. Ring has one I've been talking about lately. This is, again, what you want to see. This is a picture-perfect one. Big base, range break, right? And now we're just sitting, waiting. Really with this one, if you have a position, right, you want to get in. I talked about it yesterday. Initially first on the EP day 1, right? Then they offer a nice pullback day. The best ones do sometimes for more traders to get in on the dip, and you buy that clean range break, right? So you have 2 optimal entry points, but beyond that, you really don't want to get long because the risk reward shifts. And again, sell rules, right? You want to sell once it closed below the 10-day, and if anyone's in this, that's how I would trade it. I obviously missed it because my account's small right now, but that's a 5-star setup, right? Airbnb, another one, flagging quite well. Look how this is basing. Here's one thing I want to show you. Keep the list of the stocks that are performing well whenever the market is in a downtrend, because those are the stocks that are going to exceedingly perform better when the market has an uptrend. And this is performing very well, okay? Volume, look at the volume. Long-term chart, right? Big gap up over the base here. Let's go on the weekly chart here. And you can see the volume clearly. Well, the volume's not that ideal, but it's a big range break. It matters, you know, over what? Since 4 years, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 years of a clean range break. That stuff matters, okay? And this is like an institution-led stock. You have institutions buying this. And the more it goes sideways, right, on no volume, that's like a sign, right? So it's like air. Once volume comes in, it's going to go higher. So this is a top watch for the rest of, you know, over 188. And yes, it tried here, but it's making higher lows, as you can clearly see here. So I'm watching this one, but these are the ones that you have to keep an eye on, you know? And like another one is PLTR. PLTR is forming really well. Let's do the ETFs too. Where is it at? Did I have it here? PLTR is forming a nice range as well. 5-star. Look at this tightness. Look at this tightness here. Again, yes, it has a lot of overhead resistance, but look at the chart here. We always talk about this. Look left. It's like in its DNA. It's ran in the past, right? It's ran numerous times in the past. And it's your job as a trader to recognize that. And here we are, you know, nice gap up EP, nice gap up range off a clear base. And we're in this little like flag right now. So over like 170, 180, you know, and the more sideways it goes, it betters. But look how it's holding these ranges. You know, it's holding these ranges very nicely. So it's just a waiting game here. That's what sitting means. You know, don't try to like predict things. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you what's going to happen. No, I'm doing this so when it's my price alerts hit, right, I have an idea of what to do. And I'm ready for it. I'm not just like going to the markets, like not knowing what I'm going to do. No, I have a game plan. And whenever a stock hits that criteria, I shoot my shot. And it's all about playing the odds and probabilities. And if it's a loss, that's fine. You know, that's how you think as a trader. But those ones are well. NBIS pretty much faded. I was kind of hoping this would base. It had a good opportunity, but it just kind of faded. You know, it had clean range, but it just didn't perform well. And sometimes EPs don't do well. And Amazon not doing well. Most of them have been fading. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about, you know. And some other ones I'm watching. QNST as well is setting it very nicely. Like QMCO, for instance, was one of this past week. Earnings, right? I was kind of disappointed. I was hoping this would base on somewhat, but it's even held with a 10-day. Most of these will have a bounce of some sort, you know, and it's just watching the moving averages because they work like clockwork. So I'm watching it, you know. Most of them have a bounce of some sort. So over $21 on this one. If not, no big deal, you know. It's just whatever. Other than that, BCT is a meme play. Bitcoin, a lot of hype around this. I'm watching this one. Tomorrow's a Friday. It's like known to have this stock is gonna raise money. It's a dilution machine. I read the filings. They have a lot of dilution, which most of these shit penny stocks do raise money. I'm watching this, you know, over this clean 180 level for a potential long. Otherwise, it could fade. WETCO is another one I'm watching for potential liquidity trap. We always talk about that on the channel. I'm watching it, but most of the time this will fade. You know, look at this pattern here. Most of the time it's like it's in a range, so it's always on a backlist. I have price alerts like over 32. I could do something crazy, a squeeze or some sort, so I'm watching that one. But other than that, Beyond Meat is going. I missed this one, but this is pretty much a given. A nice base, short float, high odds pattern. Silver I'm watching, has been going lately. I'm not going to go with the silver stocks quite yet until we see more of a rally. But I'm ready for this to go. It wants to go. Everything's pretty much like going since the Treasury raised their rates and stuff, like Bitcoin and all that stuff. But other than that, that's just what I want to talk about. So I know I made a video yesterday about that, and like everyone's saying you're wrong, whatever. And like, who cares? You know, get that out of your head. Who gives a shit if you're wrong in trading? Okay, nobody cares. The goal as a trader is to minimize your losses and maximize your wins. If you lose a lot, right, but if your losses are small and you win more than you lose, you're going to have a positive expectancy. Don't try to be like one of those traders who, like a scalper, trading like a 90% win rate. Who gives a fuck, okay? The best traders in the world don't have a high win rate. I'm not saying like some do, I'm reading the Market Wizards books, some do, but like, that's not, don't dictate your trading around that, okay? Everyone has their own methods, everyone has their own methodology, and as a trader, your job is to focus on your setups, and that's what I'm here to show you. Hopefully you learned something from this. And I took one trade today, and it didn't work out. Big deal, whatever. Tomorrow I have a game plan, and if it works out well, it does. Like most of the time, like if you, again, I say this all the time, right? If you happen to like look for a trade, you're doing something wrong, if that makes any sense. Unless you're a day trader, right? Then like that's different. But like I have a day trading scan, I mention all the time, right? That's different. Like if you see a stock on your day trading scan and it sets up a pattern like in the African high day break, then cool, whatever. But like if you know your style of trading, which I hope you do, right? And if you don't see that setup and you're looking for it more than likely than not, you should go away and like take the day off in a sense, because that's what I'm coming around to. Jesse Livermore, arguably one of the greatest traders who ever lived. Most of his money was made in sitting. What that means is waiting like a sniper. Alright? Waiting for the points for trades like this, mRNA. Even though it had no good follow through, that's no big deal, right? We'll see what happens. If it sets up, it sets up. If it fades, it fades. Who knows, right? But there is no need to force a setup. Just focus on your style of trading. Alrighty? But other than that, hopefully have a great rest of your week, and I'll do one on us for a Sunday scan for the week ahead. But other than that, I'll see you next time.